So I just did a video recently on permutations, and permutations are pretty neat. And it's a permutation is basically how you can arrange different items. So if I had three kids and they lined up to go to the water fountain, line up to get a drink, how many different ways could you do that? Well, there's three possible spots for the first kid, two for the second, and one for the third. So in total, there's six ways. And the way we write that is 3 permutation 3, and that means 3 times 2 times 1, which is also the same as 3 factorial. 3 factorial just means 3 times 2 times 1. I just want to, this is just a quick review and has nothing to do with combinations, well, a little bit. Let's say there is 5 kids, or 5 people, and you're going to get in line, but you only want to send 2 kids out at once. You send out, there's still 20 different ways you can do that. Now, in my last video, I wanted to point out that these 20 different ways will include Benji and Phoebe. They could be in line to go to the water fountain. Benji gets a drink first, then Phoebe. Or Phoebe and Benji. Now, you might say, well, that's not always useful because if you wanted to make combinations of kids to get into your to get into groups, let's say you want to do group work and you had 10 students and you want to make a group of 4. What you would do is you'd say 10 combination 4. I actually like to say 10 choose 4. The other notation for this is it looks like this. And what it really is 10 factorial or 4 factorial times 10 minus 4 factorial. And so that would be 10 times 9 times 8 times 7 times 6 times 5 times 4 times 3 times 2 times 1 over 4 times 3 times 2 times 1 times, and then 10 minus 4 is 6, so it would be 6 factorial times 6 times 5 times 4 times 3 times 2 times 1. And you'll see this cancels out with this. And then 4 times 2 is 8, so that will cancel out. 3 goes into 9 3 times. And you get 3 times 7, which is 21, times 10, which is 210. So there's actually 210 combinations if you take 10 kids and put them in a group 4 at a time. If you're using your graphing calculator, you type in 10, and you go to math, go over to probability, and you can see right here it's number 3, and then you press 4, and sure enough, you get 210. You do have to be a little careful because sometimes when you're doing probability, you'll get a question. You'll say, I have 6 women and 4 men, and I want a committee of 3. You say, how many different ways can you do that? Well, you have in total, you have 10 people, and you want a committee of 3. And so it looked like this. You have 10 people, you're going to choose 3. And once again, oh no, I got rid of my calculator. Let's see if I can get it real quick. Nope. Goodness me. Well, I guess I'm just going to have to do this the old-fashioned way. 10 times 9 times 8, or 3 times 2 times 1. You'll notice what I did was, I know that 10 minus 3 is 7, so I didn't write down the 7s because I would have had the 7s here. So that gives me a 3, that gives me a 4, so it's going to be 120 ways, 120 different combinations. Let's see if I can just pull this up real quick. So 10 choose 3, and good, I was right. So there's 120 different combinations. Now, if it said, what's the probability that you're going to have 2 women, what that really means is that you're going to have 2 women and 1 man. So what you'd have to do is you'd have to say 6 choose 2 and 4 choose 1 over 10 choose 3. And if you'll notice, 6 plus 4 is 10, 2 plus 1 is 3. And the reason why this works is because of the counting principle. So 6 choose 2 is, let's see, 15. 4 choose 1 is going to be 4 because there's only, if you have 4 people and you can choose only one of them, it's always going to be just that number. So it's 15 times 4 over, and we already said that that's 120. So I get 60 out of 120, which is 1/2. You do have to be careful if you say the probability of at least uh, 1 man, then you'd have to say, well, that's going to be 1 man and 2 women, or 2 men, 1 woman, or 3 men and 0 women. And that gets a little tricky because now you have 3 different things and they're connected through or. And they always say when you're connecting things through or, think of it as addition. So I have 4 men, so it's going to be 4 choose 1 times 6 choose 2, or 4 choose 2 times 6 choose 1, or 4 choose 3 times 6 choose 0, all over 10 choose 3. Now 4 choose 1 times 6 choose 2 is 1 man. I have 4 men, I'm choosing 1. And I have 6 women, and I'm choosing 2 of them, because 1 plus 2 is 3. Or I have 4 men, I'm choosing 2, and I have 6 women, I have to choose 1. Or I have 4 men, I'm choosing 3, and I have 6 women, I'm choosing 0. And I have to divide that all by 10 choose 3 because that's what I'm doing. And if you do that, you'll probably run out of room. So I'm going to erase all of this, and I'm going to do my work a little bit crazy here. I'm going to pick a nicer shade of red as well. 4 choose 1 is 4 times 6 choose 2. I forgot what 6 choose 2 is. Times 15. Good. Plus 4 choose 2. 4 choose 2. Actually, I should probably be able to do that one in my head. But there it is. It's 6 times 6 plus 4 choose 3. It's going to be 4 times 6 choose 0. There's only one way to do that. All over 120. And I get 60 plus 36 plus 4 over 120. That's going to be 40. It's going to be 100 out of 120. So it's kind of nice because almost all of your options are taken. 100 into 120, or 120 into 100. You're left with 5, 6. And that's it. That's my video on combinations. Hope you liked it. Super useful thing to understand.